All right, step 8 is the bus driver collection. If we navigate to staff management and click on bus drivers, the purpose is to collect and maintain accurate records of school bus driver licensure for training. Each driver must hold an active licensure and they must complete required training at least once every 5 years. As far as what you need to do, the drivers who did not work one day in 25-26, you can delete their record from the system by clicking on the trash can next to their records. Uh, Again, we know we don't track turnover for bus drivers. Drivers who left mid-year, you can adjust their FTE to reflect only the portion of the year they worked. New drivers, we're going to pretend like Daffy is a new driver. You would click on new for that record. You would add them to the system. You need to select their employment type, whether they're contracted, employed by the district, or a substitute. In this example, we're going to say they were employed by the district. As far as FTE reporting guidelines, the FTE must reflect the actual time worked, not default to 1.00 unless that is your district's definition of full-time. Examples, if somebody worked 4 hours a week in a 40-hour week, you would report them as a 0.10 FTE. Daffy, we're going to pretend like is working 20 hours a week in a 40-hour week. 2 of the hours are before school and 2 of the hours are after school, 5 days a week. And we will report this as an overall FTE of 0.5. But if 5 of those 20 hours are spent transporting students on an IEP, you have to split up that FTE. So, 5 out of 20 hours would be a 0.13 that you would put in for special ed FTE. And then the other 0.37 would be your regular education FTE. If your district uses a different full-time standard, if it's 30 hours a week, just adjust accordingly. Training requirements. So anyone who drives a bus this is required for anyone that drives a bus and required to have a CDL. It is not required for drivers of vehicles that do not require a CDL, such as those 15 or less passenger vehicles. This is an optional field, but some districts may have non-CDL drivers complete the entry-level drivers training just for familiarity. So you must enter that they've had that training in the past 5 years. You need to enter the date of the training that is within that 5-year entry date. As far as licensure and vehicle type options, if you, this again is an optional field, but if you have no South Dakota CDL required, if selected, the system will not check for a South Dakota CDL. And that no CDL is only available for those that drive the 15 or less passenger vehicles. It applies to drivers for transporting students per an IEP using small vehicles. The CDL is not required, but a valid driver's license is. The other option is for those out-of-state CDLs. This can be selected if you've got somebody driving from you with an out-of-state CDL. As far as the driver's license status monitoring, this is a calculated field, and it's pulled weekly from the Department of Public Safety. I think it's every Monday that this is pulled. The district will receive automatic email alerts if the district's or if the driver's CDL is suspended, revoked, canceled, or disqualified. In this case, this is a fictitious person, so it's just displaying as not qualified. The contact is Megan. Megan, would you mind turning your camera on for just a moment to say hi and introduce yourself?
Yep, I'm Megan Tatum, and I work in the Office of Accreditation, and I work with the bus driver CDL status with the South Dakota Department of Public Safety. So just note that if there is an issue with bus driver with their CDL, the bus driver themselves needs to contact the Department of Public Safety, the Department of Education. Jantina and I can't fix that, and we can't even you can't fix that either. The bus driver themselves needs to contact public safety. So
Thank you,
yeah,
Megan.
thanks, Jantina.
Joe, can you put Megan's phone number and email in the comment box? Any questions that needs clarification?
There are none at this time, and dropping Megan's contact information for bus driver questions now.
All right, moving on to step 9, contracted services. Navigate to staff management, contracted services. Make sure, you know, any third-party contracts for special ed services from an agency other than a co-op is toggled to yes if you have them. If you only have contracts through a co-op, you would leave this no and not report anyone.